What's up everyone, welcome back to another Diesel Dog video. If you've been following me for a while, then you may recognize these boots right here, the old Ariat work boots I had. I used these for about a year and 8 months, 9 months, something like that, before ultimately getting the Thorogoods that I wear now. I just did a 2-year review on those Thorogoods. And basically what happened a couple weeks ago was I had a lace break on the Thorogoods. Now, even though I retired these Ariats from work, I still have been wearing them on the weekends here and there. They look good with jeans. And basically for the last, since like beginning of summer, I leave my Thorogoods at work typically, and I've been wearing these back and forth just because they're easier to slip on and off. I get done with work, I don't have to relace those 8-inch top boots. I can just slip these on, come home, I slip them off at home. I go outside or out in the garage, I just slip these back on. So it's been working out pretty good. So even though I retired them from work, they're still holding up very good. I mean, I've had these things, 4 years now, something like that. And they're still holding up together. They're not falling apart as much as you would think, an old pair of boots like this. So I feel inclined to do another review on these Ariats just because I'm so impressed with how well these have held up, especially for only paying originally $100 for these. They were on sale. They were originally like 150 bucks or something, but I only paid 100 bucks for these boots that I've gotten more than my money's worth of use out of. Now, I'll start by saying I originally retired these boots. Like I said, I got about a year and 8 months out of them, 9 months, something like that. I can't remember exactly. It wasn't quite 2 years, but I started feeling wear kind of on the inside. They kind of started rolling my feet in, and I've got a high arch. I walk on the outsides of my feet. So I kind of noticed a little bit of aching in my joints and my knees and stuff, and I could just tell I wasn't standing upright as comfortably as these were, brand new. Not terrible for just wearing, like I said, to work, back home on the weekends here and there, but if you're putting in an 8, 10, 12-hour day, you really want your boots fitting right, or you're going to start getting some knee pain, especially when you get about to be my age. So that's kind of why I retired these. Also, one of these started separating in the heel right there. And surprisingly, that's about as bad as it was when I retired these things from work. It hasn't really gotten much worse, and I don't really notice it when I'm walking around, so I've just dealt with it. I just figured if once the heel completely came off, then I would just stop wearing them, but it hasn't done that, so I've still been wearing them. The other thing I noticed was the toe on this one, the right one. You can see the glue starting to come apart there, but again, I haven't really noticed much. Still have not really worn through the steel toes. A little bit on this one right there, not terrible. My Red Wings I used to wear, I always wore through, especially on the right boot, through this into the steel toes, and eventually like the whole steel toe would just be visible. But these have not done that, and I kind of attribute that to the pretty stout sole kind of sticking out from the inside. I think when I'm kneeling, like it's hitting that sole more than it is resting on the steel toe, and it's a slimmer toe. It's not like that round cap that you would find on the typical Red Wing boots. So I think that has helped maintain the leather on the toes. Other than that, the soles, I think I had to swap these out. Nope, these are the original Ariat footbeds, I believe, that came, yes, you can see the square toe. So I never did swap these out. These are the original footbeds. Heels are holding up, not worn through. Anyone else? Let's check this one, because I haven't pulled these out in a long time. Yeah, still holding up. Usually I wear those out right there. No issues there. So, I mean, gosh dang, how many miles have I walked in these boots and the soles are still holding up? This is like one of the cheaper models too. This isn't like the Work Hog or whatever they call it. I mean, this is just your typical basic Ariat boot that they make. I don't even know if they make this style anymore. I'll have to look. If they still do, I'll leave a link in the description. But for $100, like I said, I really do like this style of boot. And I was torn between getting another pair or going to a USA made boot. Ultimately, I did choose to go the Thorogood route, and I've been very happy with those. I paid like, you know, over $200 for those, but like I said, I'm on year 2 right now. In like April, you know, it's almost December, so in April will be 3 years on those. I don't think I'm going to get quite there with those things. They're starting to get pretty worn too. The other thing you'll notice is the Goodyear welt. It is looks like a plastic welt or nylon, whatever the technical material is that they use for these, but it's starting to split around there. They get dried out and cracking and whatnot, and that's typical, but they're held together and not split completely to where, you know, it's falling apart. So I slapped these things back on for a couple more weeks, you know, 2 weeks of work back in the shop working on these things, and I missed them. Like, just slipping them on, the feel of them, I kind of miss this style of boot. So I'm torn. Like I said, I'm going to be replacing the Thorogood soon. I'm torn between getting another pair of slip-on Ariat style boots like this or another pair of Thorogoods. Either which way, I don't think I can go wrong. The only benefit would be, to me, is supporting a USA made company, whereas these are made in Vietnam, I think. Let me try to, it's kind of worn out now, I can't, yeah, but I think they were in Vietnam, made in Vietnam, if I remember right. You can always go and look at I'll leave a link to my 1-year review on these things down in the description if you want to look at that. But yeah, like I said, I got 2 more weeks of work out of these things. Just tomorrow will be 2 weeks wearing these things. I need to get another pair of laces. I actually stole the laces out of the Carolinas. I'm going to put in the Thorogoods to wear. Just because, you know, it is what it is. They're worn out. I could keep wearing them, but I do get a little bit of knee ache and by the end of the day wearing these, because they're getting there. One thing to look for in a slip-on boot, if you're really worried about longevity, which we all are, is the heel cap. Make absolutely sure if it's a line. It's got like a little bit of a liner in there. It's not that thick liner, but make sure your heel cap is not lined or it will wear through. This has got a leather cap. The leather is worn through into like the plastic on the back, but if it's aligned like this kind of liner all the way through the heel and that starts to tear and stuff, it's going to bunch up in your heel and the boot's basically going to be worthless. That happened on a pair of Wolverines I tried out. Very comfortable boots until that heel cap wore out. I even like took fishing line and like sewed through the leather into that lining on the heel, and then it wore through that, and then after that I was just done with them junk. But yeah, let me know, guys, in the comments what you think. What's your favorite type of boot? This style boot, or do you prefer the like lace Thorogood boot? I know Thorogood's got some slip-on boots too. I may look into those, but for bang for your buck, I mean, Ariat is a good brand. It's a very good boot brand. They make all kinds of boots now. They even make like boots that look like Thorogoods now, the wedge sole type boots. They make these. They make, you know, your typical roper boots. I have a pair of ropers, Ariats that I bought like 10 years ago. And they make like nice, fancy going out boots. It's all around good boot brand, really, you know. Just some guys like to see that made in USA, which I prefer too, but, you know, I bought these at the local Buckeyes, so I support them. You know, they make money off it. And I got a lot of miles for my money, so that's what we all look for. Best bang for your buck. You know, we all work hard for our money. You want to see it going as far as you can make it go, so. let's call it a 4 to 5 year Ariat boot review completed. I think they're on their last leg. Just because of the heel and stuff, I'm still going to be bumming around in them. You know, they're not completely worthless yet. I just wore them 2 more weeks at work. So I just wanted to show these things some love since I just got to wear them again a little more. I've never oiled these things. The leather's still pretty good. Pretty dirty, pretty beat up, but they still, you know, put them on the weekends with a pair of jeans and still look pretty good. So thanks guys for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think. What should my next pair of boots be? Slip-ons, more Thorogoods, Ariats, what would you like to see? So let me know. Thanks guys for watching. See you in the next video.